I wanted to clarify one thing about opening JPEGs in Camera Raw versus opening RAW files. So I wasn't quite clear on this, so I did a little extra research. When you open, now Camera Raw, Adobe Bridge does not show you XMP files. Now XMP files are the little sidecar files that Adobe Camera Raw will save alongside your RAW files anytime you make an adjustment. So remember, we talked about in Bridge, like you'll notice here on this image, there's a little icon up here, like the little lines with the little like pyramid things. And that means that an adjustment has been made to that file in the past, and I remember it, and I can access that information. So if you open it, I will open the file and show you all the settings that have already been applied to that. Remember, so with JPEG doesn't generate an XMP file. It actually stores any changes you make in Adobe Camera Raw inside the JPEG file, which is cool, but only Adobe knows that it's there. So if, for example, let's just do an obvious thing. So in this image here, like this JPEG, this is a JPEG version of the same house image. So if I do, let's just do something ridiculous, like take the saturation. That's not nearly enough ridiculous. So let's do something where I convert it to grayscale and then do split toning and make the image red. How about that? Okay, so we're not going to forget that. This is a JPEG file. It says it up here at the top. We click Done. A Bridge remembers that I made it red. See, it showed it to me. It shows me that I've made an adjustment. So next time I go in, I can click on it. Well, click on it, and I can go back to those changes that I made over here, and I could say adjust them. I could get rid of them. I'm not going to do that. I just wanted to show you that. I can undo that, and it's doing this in a non-destructive way, okay, which means that it's not actually altering the original image file pixels. Just like if you were doing this in a RAW file, it's non-destructive. I can undo whatever I did in Adobe Camera Raw. I can do it and undo it as many times as I want. It's not going to do anything negative to the actual image file. Okay. Now, if I go and find in my drive those same pictures, which are in here under Image Examples, Costa Rica Sample Images. So I have this, a dozen or so pictures. First, please notice that there are some XMP files in here. They are alongside, and they are the same exact file name as the RAW file. Okay? So there's the RAW file, there's the XMP file that goes along with it. Those files, you're never going to see them in Bridge because Bridge automatically knows they're there and it just hides them because it thinks of them as, visually cluttering up your workspace. But if you go to the actual file, you will see them there. Folder, I should say, you'll see them there. Okay, 2, so that image that I made red is 919. So if I go to this image, okay, and I open it in a different program like, say, Apple's Preview, well, let's just see what happens if it says open. So it opens it in Preview by default. So that's Apple's little image viewing program. Does it look red to you? No. But this is the same file number that in here, if I open it up and double click on it and I open it up, it's red. The reason why is Preview or any other non-Adobe apps don't know to look for that file or information that it wrote inside the packet of the JPEG file. So that's kind of confusing, but I just wanted to point out the difference. If you actually want that to be seen as red, you're going to have to open it up in Photoshop, and you're going to have to save it as a JPEG again, like save it out as a regular JPEG, and then that stuff will be written into the pixel data of the image, and then Preview will be able to see it. Okay? So
make the file larger, the JPEG, when you put something inside it, expand the size. I'll look at that.
Negligibly, because all of these files, like if for example, if you look at how big the XMP files are, they're really tiny.
Yes.
Like compared to the raw file here is like 29 megabytes. The XMP that goes with it is 7 kilobytes. It's because all it is.
That.
Huh?
You could read that. Never mind.
Yeah. If you had enough time, you could read all that computer code, but it's basically just coding that records all the little adjustments that you made to those sliders.
Really cool.
So
Canon knows all that stuff.
knows all that stuff. So.